Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of AttreeUnplugged. We're kicking 2025 off in style with a brand new venue and a brand new guest. I'd like to introduce you to Brad Fletcher, the owner of the Finance Experience. How are you, mate?
Mate, I'm well.
That's good. Look, we've known each other for 8 years now, as I've been at Attree.
Going on.
Yep.
Going on.
Let's introduce a little bit about yourself first before we touch on the company. So how's sort of the journey looked for you to land where you are now?
Well, it's been quite an interesting journey. I took the leap of faith by deciding to go to university when I was 20 years of age.
Yep.
Getting out of the blue collar trend of my family.
Yep.
Decided to jump into finance and banking and complete a Bachelor of Commerce, which sort of led me into landing in a job as a sort of a para broker or loan processor, which then transitioned to becoming a broker.
Yep.
Which has then, 8 years of broking, fantastic journey. Then, sort of had the young family.
Yep.
Stepped outside of broking and went in and worked for a couple of different lenders, sort of in business development and state managerial roles as such. I got a really good understanding of what happens behind the scenes from an actual credit point of view and a lending focus. And then recently, July the 1st last year, I created my own business in the Finance Experience, TFX. And it's just been an absolute wild ride, and to have such great people supporting me. Obviously, the wife works within the business as sort of customer experience and marketing, and it's just been a great journey. And 9 months into the business now, it's really moving forward at rapid knots, and it's a great ride.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Go back a little bit. So deciding, obviously, you said you stepped out of sort of the blue collar trend with the family. What sort of was the decision for you to go? I'm going to go that route?
I really don't know. I think I was just a bit young and naive and thinking I might just give it a crack and go and try the Bachelor of Commerce. And I sort of found myself as being okay at studying the finance and banking and getting an understanding of the opportunity that could lead me into for my future in a white collar industry, albeit I'm quite a casual type operator. So, the shorts and the shoes obviously go a long way. But I just sort of took the leap of faith, and I found a real niche in what I guess I'm kind of good at, and that's building relationships and talking to people and getting a good understanding of what they want, out of, getting properties or refinancing debts and consolidating. And I'm now, 15 years, I guess, almost into the industry. I've got a really deep passion for the mortgage broking industry. We've got so many fantastic brokers, brokerages out there that really give that level of service to their clients. And all you really want to do, with your client is get them to, build the trust with them that you're actually able to do your job, make it as smooth and easy for them so they can go about their day-to-day business and you're handling that side of things for them.
Absolutely. And I can vouch for that. Obviously, used you a couple of times along the journey.
Yeah.
So obviously you took the leap of faith and you've started TFX.
Yeah.
Sort of how's that going? Give us a little bit of insight into sort of the business and how that sort of all operates.
Yeah. So really just July the 1st, 2024, started it off really fresh, got the business created. You jump through your sort of your setup process, which is sort of 2 to 3 months. But I was very fortunate that we did launch on the social media platforms and through just your normal campaigns and Facebook and Instagram and obviously all my networks from previously broking, and I wrote quite a bit of business in that past life of broking. Clients were, they got word of mouth that I was back doing it, so the phone was pretty hot on the get-go of, Fletch, you're back in, you're writing business, and we'd love to get you around for a coffee and just to see where we sit. So I guess having that original base of 8 years in the industry was a great little platform to start my own business and have the confidence that I could get it up and going, within the sort of 3 to 6 month period, which now it's going gangbusters. And I do have a full-time virtual assistant as well, and she just does a lot of the legwork, a lot of the back end stuff that frees my time up to go and speak to my clients and referrers and the like. So
more dollar productive activity.
Yeah, just that's where I'm better suited, right? Is going out and building the business, and going and sitting down with clients and really understanding their situation. And it's going great.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So we've recently finally had a bit of relief to the interest rate.
Yeah.
Sort of thoughts on that. What do you expect? What might sort of come of that cut?
Yeah, it's a really interesting one. I think we all thought last year was there going to be a cut, before the Christmas break. obviously there wasn't. I think just with the recent rate cut, what I'm hearing, in the market is it just creates noise, right? So anyone that has a mortgage, they're like, oh, great, rates are dropping. What does that mean for me? Are my repayments going to go down, or are they going to remain the same? Are we paying less interest? Can we get ahead in our mortgage? Can we look to refinance and get a better deal? Can we consolidate? So it just creates a bit more consumer focus on what they're on their own finances. So for me personally, rates go down by 25 basis points, from the rate cut. Majority of lenders, if not all, have passed that on to their clients. And that's reflective in just, clients now wanting to reach out to speak to their mortgage broker or to speak to their banker or whoever they might deal with. And just to have that discussion around, should I be looking at my finances now to reconsolidate or just to see where we sit?
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah.
I know it's always hard to predict the future, but what do you expect to sort of happen for the remainder of 2025?
Yeah, I think just my own personal opinion, which is all it is.
Well, if we had a crystal ball.
Yeah, disclaimer. No, I think my opinion is with the first rate cut, it drives the noise and it gives a bit more consumer confidence that the banks are going to start hopefully offering lower and more discounts. I think over the year, it's going to have higher increase in borrowing capacity for a lot of clients as a result of rates dropping, a little bit more extra room to move for some of those potential buyers, whether they're first home buyers or, trying to upgrade the house to the next, big family property. It just, it gives a little bit more leverage for clients in the market. And the property prices are obviously, just speaking Perth specific, we're seeing really strong equity positions in a lot of existing homeowners. So they really do have the ability now to sit down and really look at their options and not be so highly geared on their mortgage to the value of their property.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for coming on, mate. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
As you know, guys, he clearly knows what he's talking about. So I'll tag all his details in the description. So if you want to know your position, you want to find out a little bit more information about what's going on, feel free to reach out to him. Thank you very much, mate.
Bo, it's been a pleasure.
Beautiful.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.